we played was outstanding in all departments. So the control, we cannot make 10 against 11 attack quick, otherwise the transitions for them, they punish you, and with Bernardo, Gundo, Kevin, especially Rodri, all the build up in one tempo and after to attack in the right moment. So yeah, it was one of the performance of these 7 years together, of course.
Talk about pressure penalties. Were you feeling it a bit?
Yeah, of course. Really nervous, I have to say, and it's about getting through the situation in a proper way. And honestly, I don't care how it went in. It's just about getting it in, and yeah, amazing feeling.
Of course, everybody's down now in the dressing room, but shows as well our commitment and our ambition and desire to come here to embrace this great challenge that is to play at Etihad against City. And it's tough, but it just has to make us to grow, to be more mature collectively, individually, to control the moments, and this type of moments in the last minutes of the game.
When you go 10 against 11 for 70 minutes, it's difficult. I don't think any team would do it as good as we did today. So all praise to every single guy here that made it possible.
He's absolutely right. I mean, perhaps City could play every game with 10 men and then might be even up the league and give everyone else a little bit of a chance. But look at that, even with 10 men for much of the game, 71% possession and 706 passes. Well, you read it for yourself. Yeah. It's truly remarkable, isn't it, really?
It was scary reading and it was incredible to watch. It really was. Pep must have been delighted with the way his team reacted to the red card. The Cancelo red card is a red card. It's clear he doesn't make an attempt to play the ball. So the referee had to send him off. But everything from that point was about complete control. So here's the red card. Cancelo's going after Wilson. No attempt to play the ball. And it was the right decision. But, I mean, Bernardo Silva was brilliant, but they all were. Yeah. I've just highlighted this piece here because he started on the right wing. And this is just about good players knowing how to get on the ball and keep the ball. He ends up at centre-half, wanting the ball.
Football.
Yeah, it's total football. Yeah. It's just go out there and perform. So he's at centre-half. Look who pops into midfield. John Stones comes into midfield. And then Gundogan's like, well, my mate needs a bit of support. Let me provide an angle for him. And Fulham actually provided a really good press at this particular time, but they just don't care, City. They take risks, they take responsibility. I mean, Alvarez is chasing his own flick-ons. That shows you that fight, that desire which Pep spoke about, the anger in them. Once there was a sending-off which he loved. You go and press the goalkeeper, you don't want to do that against City.
What a ball,
because he can just do things like this. So Fulham kind of caught themselves in a, do we press or do we not? You know, City kind of take the heart out of you when they play this way. So, and when they come into the final third, now it's just game on. It's like, well, this is what we do. We're coming forward, and when Bernardo Silva tries to get this ball onto his left foot, look how many bodies they've committed. There's no thought of, well, we're down to 10, let's be worried. This is like, no, go and win the game. And this little clip here, if it goes in, it's goal of the season. It's one of the best clips you're going to see all year. Watch this from De Bruyne. It's under pressure. It's late in the game. Fulham are trying to win it at this point. Little nick round the corner, goes and gets it again. And as De Bruyne always does, he gets his head up. This isn't a bad touch from Foden here either, by the way. Just nicks it by. And they are on the attack. And as I mentioned, if he gets on the end of this for a volley, Foden, I mean, it would have been a special goal. But it was total football. The penalty was given, obviously, at the end. I've highlighted it purely and simply. Yeah, it was just clever from Kevin De Bruyne. They deserved it. He just about squeezed it in.
Yeah, just.
But as you'll probably tell us, it doesn't matter. Hit the back of the net. But honestly, it was a pleasure to watch City today. They were brilliant.
Yeah. Fulham had a few injuries, but how would a side feel? Equal Premier League side, they're playing against 10 men for most of them. Didn't really get a kick. It's a bit humiliating, isn't it? Or
I think initially you'd feel that, and you'd feel the devastation, especially being in the last minute. But when you come back and watch it and the quality you were up against, you just take it on the chin. But overall, the start of the season for Fulham, 14 games in, they're in the top 8. Yeah. A lot of people fancied them for relegation. I think the team and the manager can be proud of themselves.
Yeah, they're doing brilliantly.
Fantastic.
What was going through your head when you stepped up to take that penalty?
Nervous. One of the most nervous moments in my life, and yeah, fantastic.
Why so nervous in this occasion?
Yeah, what do you think? Of course, because of the penalty in the last minute. Of course, I'm nervous, like everybody else would be. Amazing feeling, anyways.
Don't you thrive off occasions like this, though?
Yeah, I love it, and yeah, I've been 1 week injured now, and yeah, it's amazing to be back, and 3 important points.
Pep, how's your heart after that?
Still alive.
And how good is it to have Erling Haaland back?
Yeah, that's good. Take the penalty and score it.
And you must be relieved to come away with the 3 points. How do you sum up what's happened out there?
Well, different two games for the fact that 11 against 11 was really good. We played really good 90 minutes, but play 65 minutes times 11 against Fulham is not easy. Without the ball and with the ball, we were at the right tempo to play, waiting the right moment, and yeah, it was really, really good. One of the best experience we ever had here. So, and after see with our people together, and yeah, it was a great afternoon for us.
No, really tough for us. Tough result for us. Tough for our boys. It's to make us to grow. It's the only thing now that we have to think about, to analyze. Of course, we know why, and it's to make us to grow in terms of maturity as well to all these type of situations, and to understand that in some moments mistakes happen, and it has to make us to grow collectively and of course individually in some moments of the game. But of course it's tough because the commitment, the attitude, everything was there. And this type of situations when the game was completely under control, a moment that we have the game clear under control, and happened the penalty, and of course it's a tough moment for us.
Manchester City down to 10 men for best part of 70 minutes. It looked like to be one of those frustrating afternoons for Pep Guardiola's side. But then he comes off the bench, Erling Haaland, and you just can't keep him out of the headlines right now, can you?
No, he's just well, you'd say he's a one-man wrecking crew, but it helps having Kevin De Bruyne passing him the ball, and obviously he created a beautiful goal for him, which was in the end was given for offside. But I feel sorry for Marco Silva because they're a good side. They play well. Probably could have got a point if it wasn't for one mistake from Anthony Robinson. Just one little mistake, and that's the difference between the Championship and the Prem. You make a mistake, you're going to get punished. Yeah. And Kevin De Bruyne has a feel for this. It's a poor header, it's an issue from Robinson. That's why he goes to press the ball. Kevin De Bruyne knows he's there. And he takes a touch knowing that he's not trying to shoot, he's not trying to pull the trigger. He knows what's coming. Little chop there, feel the contact, I'm going down. And it's a pen. And that's the only reason Fulham didn't get a point today. One mistake from Robinson. They probably could have got something, but I think the right team won today. And
I think a lot of players in that situation probably would have shot. You know, time's running out. You know, you come inside, you just want to just try and shoot. But the fact that he's so calm in situations like that, and then obviously got the penalty, like small moments.
Talking of calm, you often hear when a player gets a 94th injury time penalty that it was fine, they were cool and calm. But I found that quite refreshing to hear from Erling Haaland saying that this was probably one of the most nervous moments of my life.
You know, I think it's really important for any athletes, young athletes. It's okay to be nervous. It's part and parcel. It means you care. You're excited. You're anxious. I think it's going to have a big impact on a lot of young players. So no, look, and we were saying we knew he was nervous even before he took it because he kept spotting the ball. He was looking up. He was breathing in, and you know what? But he gathered his emotions in that moment. It's important. You know, he was able to overcome it. Well, look, it wasn't a great pen.
No.
I think he was nervous. He just tried to get it on target, Jermaine, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't smash it like he normally does.
But you can see from his reaction, he sort of like changed his direction because he thought the goalkeeper saved it, which he should have done. But obviously you're nervous. He's human. Didn't think he was.
That's a good point. That's such a great point, because that also shows that human side to him, which everybody just thinks he's just, you know, almost too clinical in his finishing.
But you know what? I like that some of the younger guys, the younger generation, I think from our era, they go, no, I had no fear, I had no doubt. Yeah, it's part and parcel of being a pro. But I like the fact that he talks about, look, I was nervous, I was anxious. But again, you know, he grabbed the moment, and he more often than not delivers in those moments, even though if he is a bit nervous.
But when you take penalties and you score, it's just relief.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good you are. I mean, you've seen best players in the world miss penalties. It doesn't matter how good you are. Especially City's record, Aguero's missed penalties, Mahrez, top players.
Yeah.
So that's normal, the fact that he's nervous. But when you actually score, it's relief more than anything.
Yeah. Look, he's right. You go up there and you have a pitch, you think, what I want to do. But then sometimes when the ball's stationary, you've got a lot of time to think. A lot of time to think. And you get good thoughts and you get bad thoughts. And you've got to try and...
Is that hard to put aside?
When you're young, it's hard, because you don't really understand the moment. You can't simulate 80,000 people in the stadium, Manish. So as you get older and you've been there and you've done it before, you realise, OK, paint a picture, a good picture.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the experienced players are able to do.
What is incredible is that penalty means he scored 18 goals this season, which in 2 Premier League seasons would have had him down already as the joint winner of the Golden Boot.
But when you think about that, look at the guys just below him. You know, they got 10 and 9. Almost their numbers added up equal his.
And by the way, the Ivan Toney, 8 goals at this stage is good.
Yeah.
Harry Kane 10 is good. And I've said that. So
what 10 at this stage means 20 at the end of the year.
10 at this stage is good. 18 league goals, it's frightening.
Where's he going to go with it? That's the question. And we're going to keep asking this until every time he scores.
If he stays fit, yes, we expect him to score in every game.
Yeah. Do you know what your best was in a league season? Premier League season?
Maybe 18.
Twice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do him like
You
that.
did it for
And
Bournemouth
he's-
and
and
for you did it for Bournemouth and for Tottenham.
And he's done that.
And he's
November.
done it, and we're not at the end of November.
It's not fair, is it? This is what he's doing to people.
But imagine if you played Man City, you might have had 15 by...
What, without the headers, though?
Mind you, Erling Haaland did fire a warning shot, did he not? To Fulham, he had a goal disallowed.
Yeah. And to be fair, I mean, this is a match made in heaven. Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland. It's like they just... You see Haaland just peel off. He knows what's coming. And the point is,
But just the fact
he always puts it perfect, doesn't he?
And even the bit before, when you sort of like, you hold defender off and just sort of like, I'm dominating this area. And it was unlucky, to be honest, but even when he come on, you always fancy him to score. You always fancy him to score.
He loves playing at the Etihad Stadium. I mean, he's wasted so little time in making it his new home. 13 goals in his first 7 appearances. I mean, that's incredible.
I'll be honest, Manish, I think he likes playing everywhere. Home, away, you know, for his country. He's just the type of kid. I think he's born to score goals. He's
just one other thing as well. At full time, Pep's kind of almost emotional kind of response to the whistle. We saw it last time round as well. Every win is meaning that much more to him.
Yeah, it was quite...
But you don't often see that from
No,
him.
you don't. And it was quite strange. Even the celebration, obviously to the camera, then obviously coming out, obviously clapping the fans, actually saying to the players, no, get back on the pitch, just do...
A lap of honour.
Do the lap of honour and that, which was obviously quite refreshing, to be honest. Showing appreciation to the fans, who played a big part. But we don't really see that with Pep. I was quite surprised when I saw that, to be honest.
But in the end, a massive win, right, for City? Considering they were the only team in the top 6 to be playing on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that, and I think also the whole Cancelo red card thing, you know, and having 10 men for so long, they still had 70% possession, Manish. They still dominate the game, even with one less for virtually the majority of the game. So I think he'd be proud of his players, but also the relief sets in that you get a late goal. And I think, obviously, Haaland, I think he's changed the emotional side of this team. I mean, this is the early red card from Cancelo. You know, Wilson just cuts across.
Really clever.
Cancelo, just smart. You know, he knows once he gets across him there, he's not trying to score. He's just trying to get across him because he knows it's a red card and it's a penalty.
Yeah.
This was interesting, wasn't it, as well? Talking to Cancelo as he went off.
Yeah. And at that stage, you know, that you can understand Cancelo being frustrated, he's been sent off, and you don't really want to have any sort of that conversation, because obviously you're frustrated, you've been sent off, but the manager probably say to him, actually, you should just no contact, be clever, no contact, trust your goalkeeper to make a save.